I'm kind of torn about the scale. It's like, is it the devil or is it a tool? So let's start with the first one. Is it the devil? I feel like if the scale is making you feel bad when you see the numbers go up a little bit, let's just say like 2 pounds, right? If that's making you feel bad, then yes, it is the devil. It should not make you feel anything. there, there should be no emotions involved. If it's making you feel like a failure, whatever, then yes, the scale is a problem. If you see the number and you say, what happened? Or if you just like take the whole, like let's say you weigh yourself every day and you take the whole week into account. You say, okay, so what does the rest of my week look like? I've been up and down the same 2 pounds over the week. You know what that means? You're maintaining. So it's interesting to me. When I first started, I was weighing myself all day. Every time I was in the bathroom, I was weighing myself. That was just how it was. Actually, that was before I started the diet. When I started the diet, I didn't like doing that because I realized I was being ruled by the numbers. And I didn't want it to be that way because I started the diet because I felt good eating these foods, not to see the numbers change. So I had to put the scale in its place. But I found that I was still kind of obsessing about the numbers. And I'm like, okay, well, let's knock it down to once a week. Well, but then I would find a reason to weigh earlier and earlier. So it's like now it's not once a week, now it's 3 times a week. And pretty soon I knew I'd be back into weighing every single day. I didn't want to do that. So I said, all right, once a month. And that worked for a good long while for me, just weighing in once a month. But then I had a period of like 3 months where my weight was steadily creeping up. I gained like 7 pounds and I'm like, what in the world? What am I doing that's making me put on the weight? And here I'd had what's called carb creep. So I wasn't eating off plan, but my carb amounts had increased. So I was eating more carb replacement foods. I wasn't measuring the amount of cream I was pouring into my coffee. I was just willy-nilly dumping that in. So when I tightened things up, and I'm like, at that point, I'm like, I'm going to have to start weighing every day so I can see how my food choices affect the scale. So I did that and I saw very quickly, once I got things back down, like I started measuring my cream again, I reduced the amount of carbs that I was having, things straightened back out again. So since then, that's what I've been doing. I weigh myself every day. Now, I generally currently, I hover around like 127. Earlier this year, I was down to 123. I am not sure what happened. I've looked back over the number. I've looked back over what I was eating because I don't write amounts down, but I will write down the foods that I'm eating. So as I'm looking at it, I don't know why I got down to 123. It's very, very odd. But then since then, I think the highest I got was like 129 in the last like 2 months. But I don't want to go any higher than that. Even if I am gaining muscle, I still shouldn't be in the 130s just based on my body shape and my height. I should be under 130. Now, I don't want to obsess about it though. So it's like, as I saw the weight creeping back up, I'm looking at my food, I'm looking at the amounts I'm eating, I'm looking at everything all together. And then it's like, well, nothing really has changed. It could be hormones. It could be, I did change my exercises around a little bit. So maybe that's what it is. The measurement numbers haven't really changed. I will measure myself once a month and see that really hasn't changed very much. So I just have to let it go and say, well, you know what? This is just where I'm at right now. This is my current maintenance weight, and that's fine. I just don't want to go any higher than this. So anyway, back to what is the scale for you? Is it the devil or is it a tool helping you figure out what foods work and what foods don't? Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.